The fourth direct-to-video Top Gear special, Top Gear, the worst car in the history of the world, was the sixth release to feature exclusive scenarios not recorded for the series. It starred Jeremy Clarkson and James May, with the former appearing for the 17th time in his home video series. It is the only direct-to-video release from the relaunched Top Gear series that does not star Richard Hammond. According to Jeremy and James, the criteria were that the car be terrible but not cheap, and made by a manufacturer that should have known better. The following vehicles are featured in this video. Hello and welcome back to another exciting video from our channel. In this video we will show you the worst car in the world history. But first, to avoid missing any of our videos, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. So without further ado, please let us get started. Initially, FSO Polenzo and Mahindra CJ540 Jeep, formerly known as Willys Jeep, were considered, but the format was changed. The worst car would be considered terrible but not cheap, and it would have been manufactured by a manufacturer who should have known better. The Ferrari Mondial, Ferrari F50, BMW X3, Lincoln Continental Mark IV, Buick LeSabre Custom, Lancia Ypsilon, Alfa Romeo GT V6, Citroën Plurial and the Peugeot 308 were among the contenders. While Jeremy and James played golf, other contenders for the title were only mentioned by name and were not driven. In addition, Jeremy and James extensively showcased and drove better cars from the same manufacturers to draw comparisons with the bad ones. For example, to highlight the shortcomings of the BMW X3, they compared it to the far superior BMW M3. To compare the Ferrari Mondial, they used the 458 Spider, which they preferred far more. For the first time in Top Gear home video franchise, we joined Jeremy Clarkson in the glorious, sumptuous town of Whitby for what is normally a festival of noise, speed, power and tortured metaphors. But this year will be slightly dreary for reasons that the camera pans out to reveal. He is standing next to fellow Top Gear host James May. May greets the camera as Clarkson sulks dejectedly, referring to Jeremy as something that appears to have risen out of Whitby Harbour, before announcing that they will be answering a very important question: what is the worst car in the world's history? The video begins with Jeremy driving something he considers very nasty, an FSO Polonez. After a heated argument between the two is cut off by the introduction sequence, the Polonez, built by communists out of steel, so thin you could use it as a neck curtain, is as dependable and long-lasting as a pensioner's erection. This point was reinforced moments later when the car was seen pulled over a grassy verge, with Clarkson getting out and popping open the bonnet, remarking that nothing was working at all. Jeremy discovers that one of the terminals connecting the battery has disconnected after struggling with the bonnet's latch, which he tapes over in order to continue driving. The car starts up again and the road test continues. And here is a new list of cars that have received negative feedback. The Nissan Juke first generation, 2010 to 2019. Nissan's Juke is a small crossover SUV. Despite its success in Europe, where the Juke was reported to be Nissan's second best-selling car behind the Qashqai in 2015, the Juke has received a lot of criticism for its reliability, practicality and appearance. The first generation Juke was subjected to several recalls due to various flaws, and some common issues were costly to repair. CVT gearbox failures, turbocharger failures, fuel leaks, oxygen sensor problems, battery issues, and stretched timing chains have all been reported, according to which. Diesel version of the first generation Juke have a 20% failure rate of certain fuel system components compared to a 3.45% full average in all 3 to 8 year old diesel cars including their survey. Much of the criticism directed at the Juke has centred on its unusual exterior styling. The Juke was named one of the ugliest new cars on sale in 2021 by Hot Cars, who stated the frog-shaped Nissan Juke is undoubtedly not a very pleasant sight to keep your eyes on for long. According to Car Throttle, the Juke was named one of the top 10 ugliest cars ever made in a survey. Time magazine made a comment that the Nissan Juke has quickly risen to the top of many car enthusiasts' wish list, not for dependability, fuel economy or value, but for sheer ugliness. According to their article, Nissan's ugly little SUV, now uglier than ever in terms of practicality despite the relatively large size, the Juke has been chastised for its lack of space and poor ergonomics. Heycar commented on both the appearance and practicality of the Juke, saying, "The old Nissan Juke sold by the bucket load despite having looks only a mother could love and an interior like a reverse TARDIS. Particular attention has been drawn to the small boot space, the lack of headroom for rear passengers, and the steering column's inability to extend." The Juke has received more generalised criticism. The first generation Juke was dubbed the worst car Nissan ever made by The Telegraph. During their end of year awards in 2017, the Grand Tour named one of their awards the Nissan Juke Award for the worst car of the year. After considering a number of vehicles from various manufacturers, the Nissan Juke was declared the winner, with Richard Hammond stating the judges were particularly impressed with its consistent awfulness, so this was a well-deserved reward. It was terrible when it first came out 7 years ago, and it's still terrible today. Hammond has been a vocal critic of the Juke, writing an article titled "I Hate the Nissan Juke" in 2017. Nissan Murano Cross Cabriolet. Nissan billed the Murano Cross Cabriolet as the first all-wheel drive crossover convertible. While the regular Murano received mostly positive reviews, the Cross Cabriolet was widely panned by automotive critics and journalists, and it was named the most disliked car of 2011. One of the car's Connections employees called it a head-scratcher with some strange proportions, to put it mildly. According to Doug DeMuro, it was ugly, slow, sloppy around corners and shaky over bumps, expensive, impractical and compromised. One Motor Trend staff member at the time referred to it as the most stupid vehicle of 2011, criticising its structural rigidity, ride height, styling, efficiency, practicality and point of existence. According to Car and Driver, it is too compromised to be called great. Motor Biscuit's Thorn Taylor panned the car, only praising its comfort and describing it as a Murano without any of its positive attributes. Edmunds.com's James Riswick commented, "What on earth are they thinking?" and added that he was looking for a 7-foot fairy creature riding shotgun. The Wall Street Journal Dan Neal commented on it as follows: "Crazy, awful, sluggish, wobbly, strange looking with a front end shake that would mix a good daiquiri. The Cross Cabriolet is like a mousse sorbet." Carbuzz's Jay Tragot panned the vehicle, calling it terrible in so many ways. The Mitsubishi Mirage 6th generation, 2012 to present. Despite significant work being put into the latest generation of the long-running Mitsubishi Mirage, named Space Star in some parts of Europe, though it is not related to the former minivan of the same name, it was met with mixed reviews, many of which were strongly negative. The car received 2 out of 5 stars from Auto Express, and Ollie Q of Car Magazine, Top Gear Magazine's Matt Jones gave the Mirage a 3 out of 10 overall rating. The Guardian's Sam Wollaston gave the car a cool factor rating of 3 out of 10. The Fisker Karma 2011 to 12 and Karma Revero 2017 to present. Fisker Automotive's first and only vehicle was the Fisker Karma, a plug-in hybrid luxury sedan. Henrik Fisker, who previously designed the BMW Z8, Aston Martin DB9 and Aston Martin V8 Vantage, created the design. It received mixed reactions, with a positive bias toward design and a negative bias towards functionality. Karma Automotive was founded in 2015 with the corporate assets of Fisker Automotive following its bankruptcy, and it continued production of the Karma as a new model called the Karma Revero. Bloomberg News criticised the Revero for poor driving dynamics and the brand's false promises. That's all we have for now, so thanks for watching. What are your thoughts on the worst cars in world history? Let us know in the comments, and please like, share and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed the video. See you next time.